In the 20th century, humanity witnessed evil on a scale never seen before, or since. These weren't just dictators. They were predators in human form. They smiled while entire generations disappeared. They turned countries into slaughterhouses and called it progress. Tonight we count down the 10 most ruthless, blood-drenched leaders of the last century. Men whose names still make the night feel colder. Brace yourself. This list is going to hurt. Number 10. Idi Amin Dada, Uganda. He called himself His Excellency, President for Life, Conqueror of the British Empire. In reality, he was a cannibalistic madman who fed his enemies to crocodiles and sometimes ate them himself. Up to 500,000 Ugandans were tortured, beheaded, or simply vanished between 1971 and 1979. He once kept severed heads in his refrigerator and bragged about it. Number 9, Saddam Hussein, Iraq. The butcher of Baghdad used chemical weapons on his own people. In 1988, the town of Halabja was gassed. 5,000 Kurds died choking on their own lungs in a single day. He filled mass graves with hundreds of thousands, executed entire villages, and made torture an art form. Drills through kneecaps, acid baths, rape rooms. Number 8, Mengistu Haile Mariam, Ethiopia, the Red Terror mastermind. In the late 1970s, his death squads murdered tens of thousands, often forcing families to watch. He famously said, "We will drain the blood of the counter-revolutionaries to fertilize the revolution." Bodies were left rotting in the streets of Addis Ababa as a warning. Number 7, Kim Il-sung, North Korea. The man who turned an entire nation into a prison camp that still exists today. He created the most brutal gulag system on earth. Hundreds of thousands worked to death in frozen camps. 3 generations punished for one person's thought crime. Starvation was weaponized. Millions died in the 1990s famine while he built palaces. Number 6, Leopold II, King of the Belgians. Technically, the 20th century overlaps with his Congo Free State horror that spilled into the 1900s. He turned the Congo into his personal slave plantation. Hands were chopped off if rubber quotas weren't met. Estimates say 10 million Congolese were murdered or worked to death, half the population, while he built fancy palaces in Brussels with the profits. Number 5, Joseph Mengele, the Angel of Death. He never ruled a country, but no list of 20th century monsters is complete without him. At Auschwitz, he performed medical experiments without anesthesia, sewing twins together, injecting dye into eyeballs, infecting children with diseases on purpose. He would smile and hand out candy to children, right before sending them to the gas chamber. For 4, Pol Pot, Cambodia. In just 4 years, he murdered 25% of his own population, about 2 million people. Glasses made you a target. Being educated made you a target. Breathing sometimes made you a target. The killing fields, skulls stacked like mountains, babies smashed against trees while mothers were forced to watch. 3, Mao Zedong, China. The greatest mass murderer in human history. The Great Leap Forward starved 45 million people in 4 years. Parents ate their own children. The Cultural Revolution turned kids into Red Guards who beat their teachers to death. Total death toll, 60 to 80 million. He once said, "A revolution is not a dinner party." Number 2, Joseph Stalin, Soviet Union. The man who made paranoia a national policy. The Great Purge, the Holodomor famine that deliberately starved 7 million Ukrainians, the Gulag Archipelago where millions froze or were worked to death. He killed more people than Hitler, estimates up to 30 million. Even his own generals lived in terror of a 3 a.m. knock on the door. Number 1, Adolf Hitler, Nazi Germany, the face of absolute evil. The Holocaust, 6 million Jews systematically gassed, shot, and burned. Total war dead because of him, over 70 million. He industrialized genocide, turned murder into a factory process, Death camps, medical experiments, mobile killing squads. He didn't just want to rule the world, he wanted to erase entire races from existence. These 10 men remind us how thin the line is between civilization and nightmare. Never forget their names. Because forgetting is how it happens again. If this video chilled you to the bone, like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments who terrified you the most. Evil only wins when good people look away.